morning. It's been a few weeks, hasn't it? And I do apologise. I have been away with the family, which has been amazing. But before that, I had a terrible case of gout in my ankle, and I really, truly couldn't walk or move without pain. But gout is a weird thing, and it's gone. And it comes and it goes, and I'm on medication for it. It's just one of those things, and I need to take better care of myself. Anyway, I'll quickly turn the camera around because you're not really here to see me. You can have a look at what we're up to, where we got to, what the plans are for the next hour or so. Now, I appreciate things have been a little bit slow recently. Hopefully I can make a bit more time getting on top of stuff, but as things are, life gets in the way, doesn't it? I do have some news though, which is quite exciting. Hopefully next weekend I will be picking up a new chassis for the old girl. Now, a number of episodes back, as I was messing around with things, I started to discover that, you know what, this chassis is knackered, and my welding skills are really kind of hobby, if that, not even hobby. So a lot of comments were like, oh, you really need to be careful around the chassis, and I agree. The chassis is kind of important for a car. The more I've explored this chassis, the more I've realised that really it probably has come to the end of its life. It's had numerous patches on it over the years. You can see them, and the rust is where the patches aren't. So really we're patching onto patches, and actually, you know, it's just not safe, I don't think. And even if I had the best welder in the world and I had all the skills in the world, I'd still be welding onto patches. So I think it's time to say goodbye. So next weekend, fingers crossed, I'll be picking up a brand new galvanised chassis. So hopefully it'll outlive me. We are certainly building a triggers broom now, aren't we? So we've got all different panels, all different chassis pits, but it's needed. I'm a little way off from moving this old cab. What am I? Well, let's turn the camera around. Let's have a look. Let's talk about things. Got to put a couple of welds in. Started on the domed inner wing, clamped it all together. I'm probably going to put a little spot weld in here just to hold it all together. But I actually think I have been away. I have had time to think. The next step, amazingly, I think is going to be to maybe have a go at putting the flat inner wing on. I need to clamp this back, and don't forget I've cut this part out, so it's relatively flush. I clamp that back there. I've got a lip back there I can clamp onto, and then I'm gonna put this in. So that's the plan today. Anyway, I think it's a good one. Actually, what I could do, I've clamped this part here, so what I might do is try and get some welds on around here, just to hold it all in place as best I can. Actually, that's what I will do. Then I'm holding that domed inner wing up, and even if I cut this piece out, it won't all fall away, hopefully. So that's where I'm at. So with bearing in mind that the chassis is going to be going, once I've done that flat inner wing, I have to attempt. Actually, this is all not too bad. I'm probably going to have to beat that together again. There's no welds in that part. So that's the part I was talking about. I need to clamp. And then attempt the floor here, B-post, which will take a day or so. And when I say a day, I mean like 12 hours. I don't mean, an hour here, an hour there. And after that, probably drag my old man back in, take the box off, and just change everything over in one hit. So the box is held on with 4 bolts. Behind the chairs are not a fixture of the car, believe it or not. Chassis, again, a few bolts. Probably chassis, sorry, I meant rear axle. Rear axle, a few bolts. I'll probably keep the original springs. There's nothing particularly wrong with them. They could do with a bit of oil. So I may even just take the whole axle off in one hit with the hangers and what have you. Just take it all off, put some new bushes on, job done. Phoebe, what do you think? Yep, she agrees. Fuel tank. Prop shaft's already disconnected. It just needs some It's just bolted on with the universal joint. That's it. You know, there's not much. And then I've got some like peripherals like the lights and what have you. But yeah, I mean, and the cab itself is held on with not many bolts at all. I can lift the cab up with this little crane here. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Do you want some attention? I'm sorry. So it can lift half a ton, fully extended, which is more than enough for that cab. And it will reach out to the middle. So yeah, I mean that's down the road, isn't it? Let's tackle this first. But yeah, exciting times. I'm really looking forward to it. When this is all back together, it should last. And you know, there won't be any real areas of rust left, and it'll have a new chassis. So what more can you do? Basically built a newish car. I mean, generally everything from about this level below is going to be new. So not quite sure how that works with DVLA. I don't think they care really. I will look into it though. And Jet's, yeah, getting himself comfy in the sun on the horrendous armchair. God, it's like looking back into the 70s, isn't it? Right, anyway, you're not here for dogs. I'm going to tack that part back on and then have a go at that. Got some nice little welds through there. Quite pleased with that. And a bit of penetration through there. That's pretty good. Actually, a little bit of holes there, but not nothing I'm worried about, to be honest with you. Head on quite a high setting because this metal's obviously a bit thicker. I'm going to leave this one off for the time being. I'm not going to weld this part. Reason being, I've got this clamp on here, which I don't really need for the time being because I'm going to cut out this wing. So really that was just to make sure the alignment works. What I will be doing next though is trying to do something around here. I think that's quite important, don't you? So that's my next job. Maybe try and get something in there, and then I can tackle the, what am I tackling? Flat inner wing, that's what it's called. So drilled a couple more holes. 1, 2, up here. And I'm going to put a couple more through here. And I'll start clamping this part together so I can start tacking it together a bit more. And then I'll tackle the flattening wing. Hours have gone by because family. And so we just to let you know, that's how my life is. This time we have a helper.
Hello there.
On the switch. So yeah, I think all I'm going to get a chance to do is weld up these spots here. Maybe I'll clamp this part together and then call it a day. But a little bit of progress, but progress nevertheless. Got time for today. But something interesting's happened. I think I've not been struggling with the old welder, but it's been a bit hit and miss. I just realised this had actually this is coming loose, I think, the earth part. Now this is, I think it's been like half in like that. Well, now it's all the way in. Actually, I wonder if it locks in. Oh goodness, look at that, even locks in. So the welds are all of a sudden much hotter. Shouldn't be a great surprise. We've got a much better earth. Does mean it's burnt it a little bit here and there. So now I've got to mess around with the settings again, which is fine. No dramas. So your drama. Got a little smurf over there. So yeah, I didn't get around to doing this part yet. That'll be the next time. So we'll get that all. I might even leave that off for the time being because it might help me just have a little bit of flexibility here. To put the flat plate in. I'm really keen to put the flat inner wing on, so that'll be a big day. But no, that'll do for the time being. I'm not too sure when the next video will be, hopefully after work at some point this week. But yeah, thanks for your patience with everything. Sorry it's been so long. I'll try to get things going again. But the days are drawing in, as you can see, so you know, not much else to do. So yeah, that's it for the time being. I'll try and get another video out this week. I'd love to make a start on this flat inner wing. I really would. It'd be really good. Anyway, thanks for your time. Bye now.